Welcome back to the 90 More podcast. My name is Kossi. We are doing Arsenal's predicted lineup against Aston Villa. Big game for Arsenal, big game from Mikel Arteta. They will need to win this one if they are still in the title race. Mikel Arteta knows that. He says they were never, favorites to win the title. I don't think Arsenal were ever favorites to win the title. It was always Liverpool and Manchester City. But of course, Arsenal have capitalized, given the fact that Chelsea, Manchester United, Manchester City, and all these other clubs have been slipping up. Arsenal have, capitalized. They do have a couple of injuries, but I'm going to be diving into that best lineup that can beat Aston Villa for me, and the team that I think Mikel Arteta should be picking right from this moment on. Hit the like button, subscribe to the podcast as well. Mention any changes you want Mikel Arteta to make to this Arsenal side in the comment section. All right, so let's get into it. Number one, in goal, I think Aaron Ramsdale has been quite solid for them, so he remains in goal. I think he's one of those players that need a little bit more of competition. Now, I don't mean to say Martina is not a good player, but what I'm trying to say here is that if you can have a better goalkeeper like you had Leno and Emi Martinez pushing each other, I think Ramsdale could be even a better goalkeeper if there was a better goalkeeper on the bench. And at times it's not that easy because, good goalkeepers always want to be first choice goalkeepers. But could they maybe go Arsenal, get someone like Keylor Navas from PSG? He's on loan now at Nottingham Forest, and make him Arsenal's second goalkeeper. Ramsdale just needs a couple of course, years to develop as a goalkeeper because quite very, very young. But then also that kind of competition, that kind of goalkeeper he can learn from, especially in training, like Keylor Navas and the experience he has. But then also the quality to push him side by side. But for now, I think Ramsdale is still a very, very nice goalkeeper. Good at shot stopping, can win you a game, can win you some points in a season. Arsenal are lucky to have him for now, right? Now, the centre-back partnership for me, I've seen a few Arsenal fans going, it needs to change. And I'm one of those few Arsenal fans that don't agree it needs to change. Unless otherwise, I think Gabriel has been absolutely fantastic this season. Everybody has been speaking about him with William Saliba. Saliba has had a drop-off in quality or in form. Actually, not in quality, but in form in the recent games. But that actually doesn't mean anything. That doesn't mean you drop him. That doesn't mean he's no longer that good, all right? So, William Saliba starts. Gabriel Magalhaes as well starts for Arsenal as we take on Aston Villa. At right back, this is where the huge debate is. Should Ben White come back straight into the team after missing that, after not starting the Manchester City game? Of course, it was a tactical change by Mikel Arteta. But then, if he comes back, still, Arsenal are going to be against the likes of Leon Bailey, Emi Buendia, players that run very, very quickly and very fast. So for me, at right back, I would say if you've rotated Ben White with Tomiyasu for Man City, let it be like that. Tomiyasu at right back, I love him. He's one of the players that I really, really love at Arsenal, and I know many Arsenal fans love him. He's falling out of grace because Mikel doesn't play him, right? But if he was playing day in, day out, week in, week out, he's one of the most loved players, at Arsenal. I still remember when he was brought on last season when we were beating Manchester United 2-0. He was coming back from an injury, and oh my God, everyone was screaming his name. Everyone was actually shouting his name. So Tomiyasu at right back, more solid. I think defensively, Arsenal have to be. We have to look at it as a priority. We need to look at our defending as a priority because we've been conceding goals that we shouldn't be conceding of late. Left back is definitely for me Alexander Zinchenko. There is no debate here. The role he plays for Mikel Arteta is absolutely key. I don't think it's gonna change. I don't think it's going to change. So Alexander Zinchenko at left back. I think in the last game against Manchester City, it wasn't that good. He wasn't that good. But then we've also have to to remember that is Manchester City, right? That is his former club. They know him. They know his playing style. They know his weaknesses. They know his strength, and they know how Mikel Arteta actually uses him. And that's why I think it might be. It might take us a long time to beat Manchester City. We will beat every other team in the Premier League, but to beat Manchester City, it's gonna take us a very, very long time. Because this is more of the same script Pep uses. This is more of the same script that Pep, uses to play Joao Cancelo at times, uses to play Kyle Walker at times. Those midfielders tacking inside into midfield, right? So he knows exactly how Alexander Zinchenko was gonna play, and he stopped him very, very well. Actually, I thought Mikel Arteta should have changed a little bit, but probably he didn't have the plan B, right? But that is my back four going into this game. Now, in midfield, looks like Thomas Partey could be out of this one, all right? Looks like Partey could be out of this one. So we're gonna go Jorginho, and I think with Jorginho here, we are having a player who is under a lot of criticism, especially from his own fans. I think many Arsenal fans were not welcome to the idea of him, playing for Arsenal and representing the team. But in the Manchester City game, I think he played well. I don't know what people think, but in the Manchester City game, I think Jorginho really, really played very well. His distribution was okay. He was winning a couple of interceptions as well, because that is a key important part of his game. And most importantly, it was Manchester City, and that is where the hope for me comes back in Jorginho, that he will be able to get that ball, distribute it, and help us create chances. Because if he did it against Manchester City, if he was winning the ball back against City and trying to make life difficult for them in midfield, who knows? Who knows against Aston Villa? Who knows against Leicester City? Who knows against any other team in this league? So Jorginho in midfield, I think we should stop overreacting. He's not such a bad player. Okay, on the left-hand side, for me, it is Fabio Vieira or Emile Smith-Rowe. And Emile Smith-Rowe trained yesterday. Why not Emile Smith-Rowe? I wanted to go Fabio Vieira, but I've not been impressed with Fabio Vieira whenever he's been brought on, especially after the World Cup. Before the World Cup, it seemed like that kind of bright spark in the team, that kind of guy you can always bring on. But I don't get it. I don't feel it anymore. I don't feel Fabio Vieira yet. I think he will have to work on his game more. Yeah, a little bit more than that. But you can see he's a technician. Is more like Martin Odegaard, like he said, and the creativity is there. So I'm dropping Xhaka and I'm going with Emile Smith-Rowe. I'm sorry, Granit, for a second time on a different channel. I'm so sorry. I love you. You played very, very well this campaign, but you're not useful anymore at the moment. Martin Odegaard definitely for me starts this game. He's captain. He's done very well. One of those few best performers in the team. Consistent as well. And I think even when he doesn't create a chance, even when he doesn't make an assist, you can see his impact in the game, especially on the right-hand side. When, I don't know how he looks at Saka and, he can easily know Saka is going to make a run. I've got to play that ball now. And he's never played a ball into Saka, and Saka is offside. Has anyone noticed that? Odegaard never plays a ball into Saka when Saka's made a run, and Saka is offside. I mean, it's either Saka knows how to keep himself on side, which has to be so spectacular, or the communication between them is absolutely spectacular, which in this case, I think it is the case. Right, on the left-hand side is Leandro Trossard, no questions about that. This is the change. And I know Mikel Arteta loves to keep a similar starting lineup, but this is the change. This is going to be the key change that shows us, does Mikel Arteta have the balls as a manager to make the bold decisions and go bold, right? If he can do that, in my opinion, he will become a top-class manager. But if he continues with his primitive, scared, same 11, then it means, I'm sorry, it means that's it. Mikel doesn't have the balls to become a top manager. So for me, Leandro Trossard starts on the left-hand side, replacing Gabriel Martinelli, who then Gabriel Martinelli moves into the middle, right? This is where no one expected this, right? But okay, I need to get this name right. Martinelli. So Gabriel Martinelli down through the middle. I think he offers more. He can offer more than Eddie Nketiah. Look, his pressing has always been that good. Personally, for me, his pressing has always been that good. He can run off the shoulder. His finishing is more clinical than that of Eddie. And he always has that hunger to finish more than Eddie Nketiah. I think Eddie Nketiah brings those kind of proper number 9 performances, which at times I love, but at times, no. Yeah, at times, no. So, for me, Trossard, Martinelli, Saka, Smith Rowe, Jorginho, Odegaard, Zinchenko, Gabriel, Saliba, Tomiyasu, and of course Benjamin and of course Ramsdale. That could be a little bit unpredictable. That is what we're looking for in this Arsenal side today. Unpredictable, different, strong. Unpredictable, different, strong. But of course, if you don't agree or if you agree, let me know in the comments section.